I think we confuse self-love with self-dishonesty because I don't want to pretend that I like the person that I am right now. And I don't hate myself. It's just I know that it's time to grow. For a long time, I defended versions of myself that I should have been developing. And I called it acceptance when it really was avoidance. I called it confidence when it really was comfort. And these things held me back. They allowed me to be in a place of stagnation, a place of not progressing, a place of not growing and becoming the version of myself that I know I'm supposed to be. This isn't about self-hate, it's about self-truth. And if you've ever felt uncomfortable with who you are, it might not mean that you're broken, but it might mean that you're becoming. I wanted to sit down and talk openly and honestly. No pretending, no performance, just me openly giving you guys what I've been learning and experiencing in this season, and hopefully it can help somebody else too. This video isn't about self-hate or tearing yourself down. This is about being honest with yourself so that you can actually grow. And I want to share what I had to admit to myself, and it kind of hurt a lot. There were parts of me that I wanted to defend instead of developing. And instead of admitting that it was avoidance, I just called it acceptance. And admitting that really hurt because it meant taking responsibility and accountability for my actions. I had to admit to myself that if I don't change, I will never reach my full potential. And I've noticed that in little things in my life that have erupted into big situations. And those things have been not speaking up for myself, not wanting to be confrontational. And so instead, I would laugh things off, or I would avoid certain conversations, sometimes by not saying anything. And that was never healthy for my self-esteem, for my confidence, for anything that was going to help to build me up. And I, for so long, just wanted to be accepted by people. And that honestly was so stifling to my growth into the person that I'm supposed to be, because I just wanted so desperately to be liked and to be admired and to be accepted by people, when really you cannot force people to accept you. You cannot force people to like you. You cannot force people to not talk about you. The most important thing that you have to come to realize, and that I have come to realize, is that I have to accept myself. I can't expect anyone to accept me if I don't accept me. And that means flaws and all. That means when I'm big, when I'm small, when my hair is done, when it's not done, whether I have makeup on or I don't have makeup on. If I feel confident one day and I don't feel confident the next, I still have to have that self-love deeply rooted within, so that even on days where I don't feel the prettiest or I don't feel the most happy, I can still have joy in my heart, and I can still know that even though I don't feel beautiful right now, I am still beautiful. Not only because of the way that I look on the outside, but first and foremost, my soul, my spirit, my heart. And those are the things that really matter. Because if you're beautiful on the outside, but your insides are ugly, it really makes you, and I don't like to call people ugly, but it really makes you a person that's not desirable, a person that nobody wants to be around. And that's not somebody who you want to be, not even just for others, but even for yourself. That is the worst place to be in, honestly. I really had to admit to myself that I've been playing small and I haven't been living up to my full potential, and I have been holding on to things that felt safe instead of forging myself into being who I know I'm called to be. And that created resentment in myself and just in my life, period. I began to resent others who I saw as free and as able to be themselves, no matter who is in the room, no matter where they go, they're just able to be themselves. And I began to, at first I called it admiration, and I do believe it was admiration, but the more that I was exposed to that and the more that I saw that being something that I hindered myself from doing, the more I resented those people, and I resented the fact that they could just be themselves. And like, not have a care in the world about what other people think about them or what other people said about them. And that is something that I am striving to do each and every day, because for so long, that's all I ever wanted, was to be accepted. Even when I was a child, like, a lot of things that I experienced when I was younger has now shown up in my adulthood. And I think that's, natural for all of us. And if we don't deal with those things, they just become a cycle. And it's very unhealthy to not deal with those things. And that's why you have to proactively work on developing yourself, because if you don't, you will stay the same, because no growth is taking place. You're not intentionally seeking to grow. So you, by default, you stay the same. So I'm learning that I don't have to resent those people. I can be happy that those people have shown me how to be free and how to not have a care in the world about what other people say or what they think. And when I say that, I don't mean it in a way of just be prideful and don't care, like you can just do whatever, say whatever to anybody. That's not what I'm saying. It's just being so confident and so happy within yourself that when other people try to tear you down or other people don't like you for whatever reason, you can still look in the mirror and say, I like myself and I love myself. But it's also being honest at the same time, because there's always room for improvement, and we have to be honest and say, okay, maybe I can work on this, or maybe there's something that I could have done that I haven't done, or maybe it's something that I should do that I haven't done, and start doing those things, because ultimately it'll help us to be better people, not just for ourselves but for others. And I ultimately believe that if you've ever felt uncomfortable with being yourself or not feeling the comfortability in expressing yourself, you are not alone. I have felt those feelings for my entire life, honestly. And I am 27 years old. I'll be 28 in a couple months. So I just wanted to talk to you guys, and I want to start having these big sister talks on my channel because I feel like they're very important. I feel like I can be an example to you guys. I can be a role model for you guys. I can be the big sister that I've always wanted to be for my siblings, and also just be the big sister that I wish I had growing up. And I am the oldest on both sides, and I believe that God did that very intentionally. However, it's not even however, I'm very grateful to be the oldest. I have always desired to look up to someone though, and God has sent me so many. That's a whole nother video. But side note, like, God really has sent me so many beautiful, intelligent women who I've been able to literally call sisters. I'm so grateful for that, and I would never take that for granted. And yes, that's another video. But I just want to be the big sister that I wish I had. And whoever needs to see this video, I pray that it finds you well. I pray that you are able to take something from this and know that you're capable. And I know that you're willing because you've stayed and watched this video. But the fact that you are willing, the fact that you are capable, and you actually want to change, to reach your full potential, to be honest with yourself and say, okay, this is what I've been doing and it's not working, especially for this season in my life and for the version of myself that I know I have to become in order to fulfill my potential, my fullest potential, and to not live this life and leave this world without having poured out everything that God poured into you. And that is something that I'm learning as well, that everything that God pours into us is meant to be shared. It's not meant for us to keep to ourselves. It's not meant for us to hold on to so tightly that, we hold on to it so tightly that it really begins to contaminate us on the inside. And I mean that in every way, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Like, we have to express, especially if God made you to be a very expressive person, which I feel I actually know. He's made me to be a very expressive person, and I'm learning how to express myself each and every day. I'm trying to get to a place where I can express myself freely and just do it in a way where I am not worrying about how I'm going to come off, and not in a way where it's like I don't have regard or consideration for other people, but more so to the fact of me just being free and being joyful or joyous, and just having the mindset of I'm doing this for myself. I'm doing this for every life, every person, every soul that is attached to my life. And I have to do this because so many people are attached to my life. And that's really the way that you have to think, because it's the truth. Like, God did not put us here for ourselves. He put us here to help others, to be a blessing. And yes, there are things that we can enjoy solely, but almost always God wants us to pour out. And yes, with restrictions, of course, because you do have to keep things for yourself. But when it comes to your gifts, when it comes to your talents, when it comes to things that God gave you for the purpose of helping others, that is what we must do. So I made this video for anybody who may be in a similar situation. Maybe you feel like you're not seen or you're not heard, but you most definitely are. And I am a person that you can talk to if you ever just need to talk to anybody, or if you ever need to vent, or if you ever just need some encouragement. Like, this is a safe space for you, and I'm just putting it out there and letting you guys know that you're never alone. You're never alone. And if you ever need to reach out to somebody, I'm going to leave my socials in the description box, and feel free to reach out to me anytime. And also, I just want to end this video with saying that you are worthy, you are loved, you are needed in this world, and God put us all here for a special purpose, and it's up to us to figure out what that purpose is. And God, he's so good that he doesn't put the full responsibility of us figuring that out on us. If you seek him with all your mind, if you seek him with all your heart, he will reveal to you exactly what it is he put you here for. And he's already given you clues by just your makeup, the way that he created you. So if you would sit down and begin to reflect and ask yourself, who am I? What do I like to do? What has always came easily for me? What has always been something that people have pointed out to me that they say that, I do well? Those things are usually gifts and talents. So don't sleep on yourself. Love yourself. Don't allow anyone to come and steal your joy. Don't allow anyone to come in and tell you that you are somebody that you're not. That's why it's so important to know your identity, especially in Christ, because that's your true identity. And we are literally royalty. So treat yourself as such. Don't accept the bare minimum, and don't even accept the bare minimum from yourself. First and foremost, there's always room for improvement. And don't forget to celebrate the small wins as well, because they accumulate and they create the bigger wins. So I love you guys so much, and I really hope that this video blessed you. And thank you for sitting and talking with me, and I love you, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.